current. Sure. Cool. We good to go. All right. Shalom. This is the Isupk. Start out at 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. All right. We've been teaching the truth since 1969. We're uncommanded junior Hana. We're here to teach every so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American the truth of this Bible. All right. My name is Nakar, Officer 500, stationed here in Philadelphia. All right. So, as you understand, we are in the midst of all types of trickery and foolery, all types of nonsense, all types of evil. All right. Today, man, we're gonna be talking about whoredom. All right. Talking about homosexuality. And we also going to bring up, all right, brotherhood. Okay. And how we gonna tie these things in? I know the topic that everybody is speaking on right now is Dave Chappelle, the incident that happened with him at his comedy show at the Netflix is a Joke event. All right. And also, I want to spill over to the White 100, Big U, Hassan Campbell, that type of foolery that's going on and what people can take from it. All right. So let's just start off with Romans 12 and 2. You know, let's go to that. I mean, I'm gonna get there with y'all. Romans 12 and 2. All right. Get y'all to understand why this law class is so important. And the reason why we all should submerge ourselves in these classes. All right. And what's so powerful about this law class is this is what help you. This is one of the classes that help you build discipline. All right. Because keeping the laws, it actually prevents you from doing foolishness, right? It'll prevent you from doing things that we are seeing in the news today, and some of the things that we're going to talk about. All right. So whenever you got it, sir, you can read it.
In the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2, and be not conformed to this world.
Yes, we cannot be conformed to this world. All right. Being conformed to this world is this. All right. I know in the Christian church, when you hear the term world, okay, you think of every human being and every species known to man. God so loved the world. That is a lie. All right. The Lord is also teaching you right here, and what the IHBK been saying since 1969, that the word world, you had to take it in context, or you had to see the context of why the word world is being used. All right. Can you read it again, Bubba? Sure.
Romans chapter 12, verse 2, and be not conformed to this world.
You cannot be conformed to this world. And I'll tell you why. Because when you choose the world, you get the things of the world. Okay? Like, let's say society is heavily sexualized. All right? Everything is sexualized. Down from the clothes to the music. All right? Music, movies, you name it, we over sexualized, right? So check it out. We in the world, we over sexualized. When you get that itch, you know what I mean? You're gonna do what? You're gonna feed your flesh, right? You're gonna feed your flesh, and what's gonna happen? You're gonna feed your flesh, and then you're gonna go have sex with whoever and whatever, right? And then because you not thinking logical, like, let me not do that. Because sex is marriage, right? You go and have this sex with whoever you had sex with. You don't have the mindset, I'm going to be with this person for the rest of my life, because you thinking like you in the world, right? A couple things can happen. You can catch something that you're going to have to take some pills for like a couple weeks. You can catch something that you can't get rid of, or you can catch child support. And it gets worse than that. I know obviously Yashima can explain stories where he might have seen brothers, about to lose their life because they was having sex with somebody else's wife. We all can explain that, right? It's a lot of things that come with, being in the world. And a lot of them outcomes, it can go sour. Think about how many people you've been in jail with. Anybody that been in jail, you in the county, right? Everybody talking about their case. Right? Everybody talking about why they in there, right? And you gonna have brother that's in there for domestic violence. You understand? I caught my girl cheating, man. I just lost it. Or some shorty, she done saw her man sleeping with another woman, she loses it. Because being in the world and feeding that flesh, it's a lot of things that come with it. Usually, you can take a dirt net or go sit in a cage for some time. It comes with that. Being in the world, hating your brother can lead you behind bars or taking a dirt net, losing certain positions in life that you could have had if you loved your brother. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let me give you a prime example. In fraternities, because they got a deeper love for one of those fraternity brothers, and they see eye to eye, they gonna have what? They're gonna give each other connections, right? They're gonna give each other jobs and stuff like that, right? Now, look at if we all keep these laws, statutes, and commands, and especially the ones that deals with brotherhood, we can all have good opportunities with each other. We can go to business with one another. We can stop going into these white institutions to go learn. We can be able to just rely on each other. Obviously, Yashima good with his hands. He's a Benjamite. He knows how to do everything. You know what I'm saying? We got brothers that know how to. They got what is it called? CDLs, right? You got to go to some white man institution to go get a CDL license. We can work together, love one another instead of hating one another. And guess what? We can come together, start building up our own institutions and getting a charter, getting the licenses and things like that. What's his name? Officer Dashayam just got his barber school inside of a college. You understand what I'm saying? Like, got it right into a college. So these things is possible, and a lot of things can happen if we don't want to be of the world. We won't have to be keep talking about Black Wall Street, and we got to build it back. It would already be being built. It would have been in process. Everybody would have been on one accord because we all one accord. But when we want to be of the world, when we want to hate our brother, like we're going to talk about Dave Chappelle, we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about Dave Chappelle, right? If we could, sir, let's keep reading. But we sure.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
You have to change your mind. You have to stop thinking that this brother, he looked at me a funny way. He's staring at me a certain way. Oh, I don't like them niggas that live up on 57th Street. I don't like them 60th Street cats. You know, you got to change the way you think, man. You got to know that brother is destroyed just as much as you, and he deserves a second chance too. She deserves a second chance too. You got an issue with a brother, you should go to that brother. But when you want to be of the world, oh yeah, you're going to go kill your own. You want to kill your own. You see your own people as your enemy, but when you get around white people, you start trying to straighten yourself up. You understand? You start trying to be more proper. You wouldn't dare hurt a hair on a white person with this whole gang culture going on right now. With that's tying to the white 100s and the big U's and all that, extorting people. They ain't extorting the rich white people. They ain't extorting them. You know what they're gonna extort? They're gonna extort their own people. Not saying that they shouldn't extort nobody. Because that's a part of renewing your mind. Don't steal. Don't rob anybody. And definitely don't murder your own people. Don't murder nobody. And here in ISBK, we do not promote for you to go out and murder people or just punch somebody in their mouth. We don't have those type of cases on us in here. Why? Because we renewed our mind, man. So like I said, we can keep going.
That ye may prove what is that good.
What is good? What is good? Good is in the laws of God. Good is what the Lord sent his prophets down to teach. That is what is good. You're not going to get good in the world. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be 100. You ain't like, don't get it wrong. You could be in the world and you could be a stand-up person. You real genuine individual. But in the eyes of God, you ain't official until you come renew your mind and figure out what is good. Because yes, you can be a genuine person. It's a lot of ride or dies out there. A lot of them in the jail. You understand? A lot of them on the streets. A lot of them dead. It is a lot of ride or dies out there. But to be official is when you understand good. Because yes, you might be the upstanding brother in the world, but you put stumbling blocks before your brother without you understanding. You put stumbling blocks before your children, your wife, and things like that. Because you're going to celebrate what? Holidays. Everybody's about to go celebrate Mother's Day. Because they believe that their mother deserved the world. Your mother deserves you keeping the law, statutes, the commands of God. That's what your mom deserves. Your mom deserves you to obey the good things that the Lord will accept. Not disrespecting your mother, but you're not doing your mom any justice. You're showing her evil. You're putting a stumbling block before her when you go celebrate Mother's Day. I'll give you a quick story. Mother's Day, I told my mom when I came into the truth, Mom, I'll be honest with you, I love you. And I honor you every day. I don't need no white man to tell me when to honor you. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, my mom had to really realize and understand where I was coming from. And she's like, you know what, son? And I understand that. Do not get yourself suckered in to this world, man. Because this whole agenda is to suck you in and to keep you in that ditch with the blindfold on you, and you just reacting out everything in this world and you thinking that this is real life. No, real life is when you take the blindfold off and realize you in that ditch and climb out of it. And go get your other brothers and sisters out of their ditch, out of the mixtures that they in. You understand? That's what you start realizing what is good, man. That is what is good. All right. So boom, we're gonna move on. All right. So I wanna go to the book of Genesis, the 19th chapter. I was gonna just drop that. Yeah. Genesis, the 19th chapter, we're gonna start at verse 1. So let me get y'all some understanding, right? with the whole situation that happened with Dave Chappelle is going against the machine right now, right? And one thing that you know what you got the apocrypha on you, sir. I actually, if I could, I want to go to the book of Judith. I believe it's the fifth chapter, 20th verse. All right. If anybody ever watched the classes, my previous classes, all right, you know that I'm big on expressing in various ways how we are at war, right, as a people, and that we shouldn't be looking at one another as the enemies, but we should look at these other nations as our enemies because they all had a hand and still have a hand in our calamity. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to show y'all something and what every homosexual that's in that LGBTQP community,
It's like, look at Judah what?
Judith, the fifth chapter and 20th verse, I believe that's it. It should be the Council of the Greeks. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm gonna get there with you if I could. Book of Judith. Boom, boom, boom. I believe. Is that it? Yes. Book of Judith, the fifth chapter and 20th verse.
Want to read it now?
Yeah, we can take it now. 1 second. I actually want to explain this on build on. So, okay, every homosexual in that LGBTQP community, you need to understand this that America and all these other nations are capitalizing off of your mental illness. And I know it sounds crazy. It's a what? I don't have no mental problems. You do. Because what you're doing is against nature. And it's in the Bible. You understand? It's in the Bible. Huh? All right. It's against the Lord. Salagia. You understand? It's against the Lord. You understand? And in the Bible, it tells you specifically that a man and woman is supposed to be together. You understand? And not Adam and Steve and Eve and Keisha. You understand? That's not how it's supposed to be. If these other nations want to go off and have sex with dogs and whatever they want to have sex with, let them do that. But us being a holy people of the Lord, and that's in the Bible, in the book of Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter and the 6th verse, in the book of Leviticus, the 20th chapter and the 26th verse, we don't do that. You understand? We don't do that. That was never our ways. And where's the proof? Is in the Bible. And the Lord, like Paul said, the Lord have not kicked us out. He ain't kicked us to the curb. How do you know? Because the Isupk is here.
Right.
We was able to break down all the secrets. And if you think it's not secrets in this Bible, let me give you one thing. How long and still to this day, people think that God is white and Jesus was white and Moses was white and the prophets was white. They don't know that the prophets was Hispanics. They didn't know that it was Native Americans. They didn't know that they was black people. They didn't know that until the ISUBK started putting it out there. Like you can still you go around to these churches now and they starting to do what? Oh, Jesus was black. God is. Well, I don't think they saying God is black yet, but they still teaching the what? The white man's doctrine. They still teaching the white Jesus doctrine. The white Jesus doctrine does what? It keeps you being a slave. It put the pacifier in your mouth. It makes you. They don't make you pay your debt to the Lord, but in the ISBK, we're going to make you pay your debt. All right. And the scripture that we about to bring out, all homosexuals, all whores, all brothers and sisters that don't want to love one another, I'm going to show you how diabolical our oppressor really is. And what we about to read is from the ancestors of the ones that enslaved us. You understand? Because we know that the Greeks and the Romans went into Europe. They are the same nation. They are the nation of Edom. So here we go. We about to go deep dive in a little bit inside white people ancestry documents that's recorded in the Bible that the pastors do not teach. And this was actually taken out of the original Bible, the original 1611. So what we about to read is white people sitting around, because we know that the Greeks and the Romans have a definitely a heavy impact here in America, because they do everything that they do and worship everything that they do. They just put a little spin to it right then and there and all that. But here we go. We about to read the counsel of our enemies, of our oppressors, even back then they was our oppressor, right? And we about to see how they talk behind closed doors. If you could, sir, Bubba Shaw.
In the book of Judah, chapter 5, verse 20. And now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be an error against this people.
Oh, right, real quick, sis. Like it said, my Lord and Governor. What is this? This is a council. All right. This is a council behind closed doors. All right. And this is a council about us. Okay. All you black Hispanics and Native Americans out there, you better stop living in la la land, wanting to be so pro gay, so pro horrors. You understand? So pro hating your own people. Let me give y'all some understanding. Why are you doing that? They you seeing the upper hand, but you ain't seeing the lower hand. They stabbing you with the lower hand and shaking your hand with the upper. Like, you better start realizing and understanding that it's a war against you. No matter how you want to identify yourself, whatever stupid pronouns you want to name yourself, they call us cis men. What is that? I am a man. Obviously, Yashima is a man. We make babies.
Right.
We tie fire to woman like a man's supposed to.
Right.
We go to men bathrooms. We don't go in women bathrooms.
Right.
We have multiple wives. We're pro multiple wives over here.
Right.
I'm a cis man. I'm supposed to take my pronoun is supposed to be identified by a person that can't even cope with the situation that they might have been raped or molested sometime in their life, or they've been wrongfully guided, not having that masculinity in their life, or having, you know what I mean, that woman that was in their life stopped them from doing with the evil things that they started to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We supposed to take heed to that. No. And America pushes it because it's an agenda. You want to know what the agenda is? Lesbian woman is going to do what? Influence, because they got a legion of demons on them. Their demons is going to do what? Try to get you to be gay.
Right.
Black, Hispanic, Native American woman. And it's going to give you the spirit of what? Of masculinity. Lesbians has a masculine spirit. That's why a majority of them are what? Feminists, because I gotta be empowered. The man is so evil. He's so this, he's so that. That's an agenda on you. You know that they are starting. They are really the minority in America. You know, they don't like to combine blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans together. You know what I mean? But when you put our numbers together, they are the minority, and they fertility rates are low. Bill Gates always talk about it. All the crazy conspiracy theorists. They always talking about how Bill Gates is always trying to make vaccines and talking about depopulating the earth. So if you can admit that, so you shouldn't go. You feminist woman, you gay people, shouldn't be. I just saw them downtown yesterday going against a woman having an abortion
Right.
because that's what they say behind closed doors. Let them have abortions. It's people it's people that's in Congress that actually don't want that to happen. But you fight against it. And you don't see the agenda from the elites. Let's keep going. You gay dudes. Y'all gay dudes want to be everything but a man and lay down with a woman and make kids.
Right.
The agenda is to infeminate you. You go ask a West Indian, they'll tell you we do not play that. Because they don't what? They don't forget the agenda of what was being pushed in their native land. They don't forget that. And we should never forget the things that happened to us, because what happened to the West Indians also happened to the Negroes, the so-called Judites. Happened to us too. It's an agenda. And when we are in error, we're gonna find out what happens. So, like, sir, you can read from the top again.
Verse Judah chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if these, it's like, if there be any error against this people, and they sins against their God,
They sin against their God. Ooh, now you gotta look at your pastor. I'm gonna hit y'all with a scripture, right? Like what we saying in this school, what we go out and teach, when you call our cell phones and you write us on Facebook and Instagram, and we tell you the truth, it's because the Most High want us to actually do that. And I'm going to prove it to you in the Bible. And this is something that every Israelite should know. And if you don't know you're an Israelite and you just learning, watching, whatever you're doing, you better realize this quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. It said, "Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture." What do you mean by that? That destroy and scatter the sheep. Who the sheep? We know in the New Testament that Christ said the lost sheep of Israel was his people. It was the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? But at that time, it was the southern tribes. What was the mix of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi? Because the other tribes, they was long gone over here in the Americas. And you'll find that in the Apocrypha. And that's how Christopher Columbus was able to go find us over here in America, because they read the Bible and they was like, oh, that's where they at. That's where they at. That's why Christopher Columbus actually came to America and came to the the Americas, the so-called Americas, with a Hebrew translator, because he knew who was here. We wasn't speaking English and Spanish and French. We was speaking Hebrew. All right. So let's keep going. Verse 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, of who? Israel. The Lord is only dealing with Israel, his people, the lost sheep, against the pastors that feed my people. Is he talking about literally, oh, here you go, some food, here go a plate, brother? He talking about the ones that is providing knowledge. The priests and prophets, the men of the Lord is the ones that feed the people. Feed them knowledge, feed them actually food. You understand? Shepherds. You understand? Let's keep going. It said, ye have scattered my flock. What does that mean? Now let's look at this terrain, right? You got this big terrain, right? Middle East. You got a 30, 40 sheep everywhere, right? What happens if all the sheep go out their own way? The predators that is outside of the camp of the farm can what? It can eat them and devour them, and they'll lose their life. Because why? They don't have no guidance. The shepherd, the one that is the leader, is that's supposed to protect them and give, you know what I mean, to make sure that they stay out of harm's way is not there. Let's keep going. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away. So now they're going off into the woods. What lurks in the woods? The wolves, right? And have not visited them. So these pastors, these so-called religious leaders, these spiritual teachers, they don't give you the knowledge that you need. Would cause you to do what? Do more evil. And when you do more evil, what happens? You wind up being devoured. You wind up being devoured. Go look in the prison system. You're going to see mainly Christians and Muslims. Christian and Muslims. That's all you're going to find in there. These pastors is going to be punished because they have scattered the Lord's people away. All right. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, says the Lord. So that's why the Christian church is being exposed. Satan can't hide in the Christian church no more. He can't do so much in the Christian church because the ISUBK is kicking religions behind. Look at how many Israelites that's not in the school, but they starting to realize, dang, Christianity been lying to me all my whole life. Islam been lying to me my whole life. Even though they don't come in here, they pick this Bible up and they actually start trying to read it and get some kind of understanding. They like, hold on, something ain't right. The Lord is just working right now. You understand? And it's taking what away from the Christian church? The money. Before you know it, churches is going to close left from right because the older generations is the ones that's really holding them, they're keeping them open. These young people won't go to church, except for the soft ones. Soft men, they the ones that go to the church now. You know what I'm saying? It used to be some manly men that would go to church. Am I wrong, sir? You'll see some grown men, you understand, go inside that church. Now, it's nothing but the homosexuals and men that will allow a woman to rule over them. You understand? And women, and they getting to the point where in 20 years, these churches is going to close down. It ain't going to be nothing. It's going to be desolate. Pastors left and right getting exposed. Oh, pastor was in that man's wife DMs. Shoot, just I think like 4 years ago in Detroit, the pastor was asking everybody. I know I was asking y'all for 20%. Now I need like 40. I need $1,000. It was a riot in the church. Some time ago, he would have got away with it. Now, because the Lord is exposing these pastors and punishing them, Eddie Long got AIDS and died. Good night. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is working. The Lord working, we got to work with him. Now, we're going to drop that, go back to the book of Judah, 5th chapter, 20th verse. All right, I'm ready when you are, sir.
And they sins against their God. Let us consider that it shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Yeah. So here they are, white people in the council, and they having this council, and they talking about how they can do what? Overtake us, keep us slaves. So the gay community, and it's so funny because this cat, instead of him just watching the show, shoot, you know, he could have just did like everybody else do. Talk trash from the internet. Shoot, you know what I mean? He had more courage than most of you cats that are straight. You understand? That talk all the hoorah, man, I'm gonna bust my gun, I'm gonna kill you, drop the addy. That homosexual, I ain't gonna lie, man, he had a lot more heart than y'all. Not saying what he did was stupid and it was evil, but y'all get my point. This cat not realizing that the community that he is willing to get the crap beat out of for, you know, is a setup. Gay people need counseling as much as a woman that is going through postpartum need counseling. You know, that's a woman that goes through postpartum, man. She got to talk to somebody. Most females have to talk to somebody to get their mind right because their body is regulated. They was all high on the hormones, now it's coming back down. They had that baby, they breastfeeding. You know what I mean? They looking at their body, they like you know what I mean? They don't like it. You know, everything of the world is draining. The baby might cry a lot. She need counseling. Or one that endured a lot during war, right? Cats that been in the streets. Sometimes, or been in jail for a long time. A lot of times they need counseling. That's why when you get out of jail and you did a little length, they're gonna offer you what? Yo, we offer you counseling. You know, you come sit in a circle. You know what I mean? Because they want to make sure your head is right. So when you go into the world, you'll be able to function. Because you might suffer from PTSD. Like you talk to me, I ain't never do that much time. I did something, baby, little month in a week. But there's cats out here that did years, decades. And the things that they can sit down and tell you, a cat that did 1 year, 2 years can tell you something. And they be like, yo, I sometimes, man, you know what I mean? It bothers me. So if a cat that seen something like that and they can go to counseling for it or talk to their homies, whatever the case may be, they need counseling. A homosexual need counseling too.
Right.
They need counseling. You understand? Most of these females that want to become gay, I remember growing up, most of the time, the girls that became gay is because they might have been touched sometime young in their life, right? And they had sex with numerous guys, getting trains ran on them, right? And then they feel like, man, ain't no man gonna love me. So usually they would get with a dyke. They get with a dyke. Y'all know what a dyke is. That's a woman that portrays herself to be a man, right? She would get with the dyke, and the dyke would wife him. Am I lying, sir? That's how it go. That's how it go. You know what I'm saying? And the dyke might have been touched or molested, or everybody will say, "Oh, she a tomboy. She a tomboy." Ain't nobody ever tell her stop playing with the boys. You don't play football. You go jump rope with your cousins and your sisters and your friends. Stop hanging with them boys. Go over there. You about to go play basketball? No, you're not. Go play with them girls over there, man. Put him. You know what I mean? Get her in the kitchen, giving her dresses and stuff like that. Talking to see where her mind is at. It's all a mental problem. And how do we all know it's a mental problem and that the white man capitalized off it? That brother went on stage and tackled a man that is just speaking his mind. Don't the gay community fight for equality?
Right.
So here you go, you want to go by the law, but because you're so sensitive, and a person that is so sensitive, they the ones that need the counseling because you don't got tough skin. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I was in school. I used to get picked on, right? I used to get picked on. Now I took my measures differently. I just started. I ain't gonna talk about it, right? But it made you have tougher skin. I got cracked on so many times. I'll be like, it's either I'm gonna joke back, but because I was in the world, it was either if I feel like you just disrespecting me, then I take it there with you. But at the end of the day, you'll have tough skin. Okay, you want to be a homosexual. Okay, fat people get roasted all the time. So, like I said, I don't think they ever watched Def Comedy Jam with Martin hosting it. Martin be hosting it. He is going to talk about you for 20 minutes straight. You go to a Def Comedy Jam concert and everybody laughed. Some of our moms was in that crowd, and good night. I don't know why they had all that spritz and mousse in their head, and the stuff would just stick all the way up with the curls. You know what I mean? Brother was big, had big ears. Guess what they did? They got talked about. You know what I mean? Everybody laughed at him, and they laughed right along. But because you're insecure, because you need counseling, you go on a stage and go tackle your own brother. And then you get your arm twisted like a pretzel. I was just talking about, obviously, talking off to Yashima about it. I said, somebody purposely broke his, like, when you go look at the pictures, it's all on the internet. The cat arm, he was handcuffed, but his arm was like this. Somebody purposely broke his arm. Everybody thinks it was Dave Chappelle because he do UFC fighting. You know what I'm saying? But somebody purposely broke his arm. You understand what I'm saying? Because he wanted the trespass against his own brother. Because he wanted to stand up for the agenda of the white man to make effeminate men. Oh, this is hold on. Is this new information? We don't look into the history books. Hey, they say if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in the book. Right. You know what I mean? I'll show y'all a book I'm reading right now. Shout out to Captain Coppers out. All right, hold on. They say that Negroes don't read. Here I go. Reading, we came from the East. Why do we got to make books like this? Because the enemy is doing what? Submerging the knowledge. He don't want you to know that we came from the East. He don't want you to know that Hispanics, the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, you understand, the West Indies, the Haitians, and the Negroes came from the East. And that we are Israelites. So if he is invest billions of dollars to submerge the knowledge about our identity, you don't think that he's going to sit up there and pull what they were doing on those plantations? Willie Lynch was given the whole formula. Everybody should know the Willie Lynch letter. Willie Lynch was a crafty devil, man. You understand what I'm saying? And he had a formula to brainwash you. And one of those, go ask a West Indian. What was the whole point of butt breaking? To infeminate you, man. Right. To take away your pride. Go look into the gladiators. Go look into the stories of the gladiators. The strongest fighters would sometimes commit suicide because them Roman soldiers will go rape them. They have raped them before fights. They have raped them if they won the fight. They'd take that man pride away from him. But that was a point of what? Having dominance, emasculating that man, to take away his pride of being a man. A man's pride is him being a man. So, like I said,
the sister online said, it's about power, right, sir?
Yeah, it's about power. So the white man, he wants to have power over the man because he knows, just like the scripture said in Judith, in the Apocrypha, the book of Judith, 5th chapter and 20th verse, it says that if we keep these people in sin, if we make these men emasculine, they won't do what? They won't rule over their house. These men will destroy their women. They won't be there for their children if we make the economy so hard for them. It's so hard for them to get good jobs. We're going to give the woman food stamps, and she has to leave the man to order enough to get it. We're going to push the feminist movement. I heard so many black women. Let me tell y'all something, man. Black women, you better start loving black men again, man.
Right.
You better stop being gay. You better stop being whores. Because I'm trying to tell you, I can't say it online. I might. I might. Listen, okay. I see this online all the time. Stop trying to live your best life. Don't run up your mileage. You should take pride of not having sex with everybody. Like a man will ask a woman what's her body count. It's to the point now where in today's society, they say you're weird if you ask a woman what's her body count. But in the Bible, your body count actually matters.
Right.
Now you come into the school, you change your life, you never had sex with anybody.
Right.
You never had sex with a soul. You're a new person. Even if you got the kid, you never had sex with anybody. Yeah, you had that. That's the person you just focus on that you dealt with, but you let that go. But you never had sex with anybody because why you became a new person. The Lord winked at your ignorance. He winked at them things that you did. All right, the Lord like you serving me now. You understand what I'm saying? You want to change your life, man. Change your life. You understand? And you sisters, you better start loving men, black, Hispanic, Native American men. You understand? You better start valuing yourself. You understand? Because most sisters, they want to run them up. Oh yeah, I'm living my best life all through your 20s, right? Then had all types of abortions because pro-choice. Pro-choice. You do whatever you want with your box. I heard a sister tell me I can do whatever I want. I'm grown. I got a family member. It's hard for her to have kids because she kept doing what? Getting abortions. I'm not ready for kids. Now she want them. Every time she try to have it, miscarriage. And I gotta sit there in my head and be like, I know exactly why you can't have them. And I got an idea to help you be able to do it, but I don't think you want to take that route because you had to start loving black men. You're going to have to start loving the Lord, keeping these laws, statutes, and commands.
Right.
You understand? That's not your body. That's the Lord's body. That's not your child. That's the Lord's child. And if you murder that child, don't be surprised if you can't have babies because you was running them up, ran so many miles. Now the men that you try to settle down, you start hitting your 30s or you're in your 30s. You start trying to settle down, right? You sit up there, that cat like, ooh, she been around. Men know. Men know. I'm trying to tell you, men know. Men talk. Don't think that men don't talk. And let me tell you something. Oh, you was living your best life? Don't think that your home, the boy that you talking to, or your husband, whoever you dealing with, they didn't get a background check on you. Dudes do background checks. Everything's a while, sir? Yeah, everything's a while. Men do background checks. And a lot of times they come back and they don't like it. They're like, ooh, you messing with her? Ooh. Watch yourself, bro. What? I had that happen to me a couple times. Caps was like, man, listen. I'm like, word? Yo, cousin, brother, what, homie? Now she wants you. And she know that we all cool. She just ain't tell you. I'm like, good. Hey, that's how it is. All right, no sweat. You know what I mean? In the world, know what I mean?
Right.
But men do background checks. Men is going to grade the box. Be honest, we all grown. You understand what I'm saying? And if you ain't coming to that table with submission, you come in there where you want to back talk all the time. You think that your money and you obligated to get this and get that. Let me tell you something. The men in the ISBK will never take you. We'll look at you and we be like, Shalom, sis. You understand? Because we don't got time for the headache. It's already bad enough. Uh, Yashima gonna blow your phone up. Hey, I need this done. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we gotta go to camp. Let's load this camp up. You understand? We gotta do a plethora of things. A man of the Lord is not going to want to deal with a headache like that, man. You understand? So again, sisters, understand that valuing yourself is very, very, very good, man. It's vital, and you want to get on that because let me tell you something, man. When you actually start valuing yourself, you actually start being able to uh, realize certain things about yourself. You'll realize your inner beauty. You'll start realizing the treasures that you have within yourself. But when you want to continue the agenda of whoredom and lesbianism, you understand, you want to continue a shalom long Christ, sir. You want to continue the whole gay movement, right? Then that's when you start, you don't never realize your true beauty. You don't realize your true self. And brothers, you understand? I'm going to give y'all some real understanding, man, right? You brothers that want to be gay, you want to be out here having sexual whores. One, you brothers that want to have sexual whores, man, you are literally swapping out with another man, and that is disgusting. That's like a man putting on another man's condom. Oh, I'm gonna have sex with your woman, brother. You gonna have sex with this man's wife, and she literally just laid down with him prior to the day of. She's disgusting. You're gonna have sex with that? You're gonna hate your brother. You're gonna hate this sister. You're gonna have sex with her. She's gonna commit adultery. You're gonna do whatever you do with her, and another man been in that. You're a borderline homosexual. You understand? You got to get your mind right. And you brothers that want to be gay, that is an agenda for the white man to emasculate you, man. You supposed to be building up families. You supposed to be building up your community, building up this nation. You supposed to be masculine. You supposed to be strong. Like when I look at brothers in that Christian church, I get angry and furious because I'm like, that brother's supposed to have on some boots, man. I'm at the lecture with Cat Cesario going against Malik Zulu Shabazz, the guy that Malik Zulu Shabazz had, doing the work for him behind the scenes. You understand? He was like he looked soft. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't look masculine. You understand? And he had on slacks and dress shoes, and he didn't have that walk in him. You understand? And he's supposed to. I'm like, man, that brother needs some boots, man. It's an agenda to keep the black man from being powerful in this nation, man. That's why I love seeing brothers come into the school because you get to see the transformation. I love seeing sisters come into the school. You get to see the transformation from people from all walks of life coming to the school. Hey, shalom, Lord Christ, sir. You understand? Come from all walks of life in the school. You name it, they came in and changed their life and they become a new person. So with that brother that attacked Dave Chappelle, he needs to really understand that the person that he need to be attacking is himself, man.
Right.
And not attacking himself by doing bodily harm, but him attacking his demons, him confronting the demons that he has indulged in, things that have overtook him, the things that he have been through, and he needs to get in class. You understand? He needs to get in class because that behind whipping, and we actually gonna read. And what time is it? We're gonna finish up this scripture right here in the book of Judith, 5th chapter, 20th verse, right? And then we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you how deep the demonic force is when it comes to the whole homosexual uh, lifestyle. All right. So if you got it, sir,
Uh,
no problem.
um,
Judith, the 5th chapter and 20th verse. You have an issue with it, sir? I got you. I'll keep talking till you get it. All right. So we're going back to the book of Judith, 5th chapter and 20th verse. All right. And and if you might encounter, oh, you got it. You know, you might encounter someone from that community, and they might sit up there and actually show a window like, man, I'm not happy with this lifestyle. You know, I had the pleasure to talk to certain people that are counselors, right? And they said that majority of their patients are homosexuals, and a lot of times they don't want to be homosexuals, but they feel as though that that's the only thing that they can do to actually feel love because they are victims of rape or molestation, or not being raised in the proper way, right? So right here, man, we're gonna be bringing up the agenda of the white people, the white race, all right, and we're gonna show you the something that you can actually show them, and you can actually give them history where where white people actually displayed these type of councils, like the Willie Lynch letter. You understand? Margaret Sanger, what's the guy named Bill Gates talking about depopulation, things of that sort. You understand? You know how slave masters in the West Indies and the Americas and throughout all the Americas, and how they was operating and how they was trying to control their slaves. You show us some of these things in this Bible, you give them something like, yo, just know that it's a agenda. All right, so I'm gonna show you right here. If you could, you can read from the top, bro, for sure.
Judah chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against these people,
Right.
and they sins against their God,
If they sin against their God,
let
meaning
us consider that this shall be their ruin.
yeah, so you sin against our God. How do we sin against our God? You understand? Being whores, murderers, hating our brother, being homosexuals, things of that sort. You know what I'm saying? That's sinning against God. And in America, I love this movie called They Live. Right? They alive or they live, right? And it was a movie. I know a lot of times, y'all might is a Roddy Piper was the star actor in the movie, right? And he found these glasses. A lot of conspiracy theorists out there, such like myself. You know what I mean? Like, I look into the conspiracies and I just pick through the litter, right? And I use the knowledge of God. I know our enemies are devilish, right? So it's truth out there, right? So you might come across one of these videos on YouTube. You might see the white guy with the glasses, and you put them on, and you know you going he see the truth behind a poster or a book. You understand, and he starts seeing the demons, right? We want to. One of the things on there was like procreation, right? Procreate and have sex and this and that, do evil, right? That's how these people operate. They put things in front of you, they put stumbling blocks before you so that you can remain in sin, right? And when Roddy Piper put the glasses on, and the brother, he had to fight the brother, and it was so crazy, right? Whoever made this movie had the same mindset of Stephen Colbert. What's his name? Uh, Dang, he made Eyes Wide Shut. They both had the mindset of showing the reality that the elites trying to that operates on. Like Eyes Wide Shut was telling you how the Illuminati get down, straight up and down. Those Freemasons and all that. It was like they actually showed that they was homosexuals in the movie. Showed that they had sex with whores. I know this because I heard it firsthand. Yeah, man, you know, they have orgies and all that. They all these chicks, they have all these whores and prostitutes, and he come through the door, the big name Mason and all that. He come through, boom, giving them chicks and all that. Yeah, that's how they get down. You know what I'm saying? So here in the movie, they telling you, yo, these people is demonic, man. These people is evil. America was found on what? It was founded by Freemasons. And they was demonic. Look at the whole structure of Washington, D.C. Satanic. The Bohemian Grove. Them worshiping Baal. You understand what I'm saying? Worshiping in the statue of Baal is not a calf, it's an owl. And they whole symbolic thing behind that is that's the top predator of the night because you can't hear them when they come. They use the eagle, right? Because it flies the highest and it's the top predator of the air, right? It can take down some of the biggest things on the land. And they look at the owl because why? It's the top predator of the night. You can't hear it. And they can see you. And all the 360 degrees of knowledge and all that. Y'all don't believe me? Go look it up. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. These cats was showing you in the movie, yo, they have an agenda. This your government. They all pledge to this fraternity. Skull and Bones. I mean, come on now. We should all know this. But now put it together with the Bible. Put it all together. You put it all together, you start realizing, okay, now everything makes sense. You don't got to be walking around being a conspiracy nut talking about, you know, McDonald's has the McDonald's signs is actually the 13, and the 13 is talking about the bloodlines. And come on now, 1 second. So going back to the scripture, right? It said if we keep them in sin. That's why you think they letting everybody smoke all the weed? Right. Because they know, man, listen, we can make money off it, fund this war, fund our wars with this drug money. We already was funding it already. Look, let's just give it to them. They fighting for it. Oh yeah, people was fighting for it. And it's like, look, man, we can go ahead and just let it be legal. And it can keep these people from elevating to the next part of their life because they're going to be in sin. See, we try to play checkers, but we're really supposed to be playing chess.
Right.
You know, I tell my rib all the time, like, you know, play chess, not checkers. Make every move your best move. Life is about war. Yeah, you're a sister. You understand, brothers? You know what I'm saying? But we are at war. Life is about war. We are at war right now. All you homosexuals better realize that, man. You better stop hating your own people because they don't want to agree with your gay agenda. Don't talk down on somebody or go report somebody at work because they say Mr. or Miss. That's not my pronouns. I'm non-binary. I wish somebody ever listen. I might lose my job. I might lose it. And I'm gonna tell you, what does your birth certificate say? I had the freedom of speech. I ain't disrespecting you. I'm going to sit up there. I'm not going to call you Keisha when your name is your birth certificate say Kwame. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't gonna play. I'm not that type of guy.
Right.
I gotta respect you. Respect me.
Right.
Let's be mutual here.
Right.
Straight like that. You better realize it's a war against all of us. No matter whatever you think you is, whatever you want to identify, whatever lifestyle you want to live, understand that when they kick down your door and they see you in bed and that demon is driving them insane, they're going to shoot you because they hate you.
Right.
They don't care. There have been homosexuals that have been mistreated by police. Right? They got you out there outside. You look at Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is ran by the gay community. And the families of the victims, they like, yo, y'all got all that money and y'all can't even break me off a check. And y'all raise all that funding from my sons or my brother or my sister or my daughter death. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Mallory, ooh, they getting what? They going to Africa. They buying mansions. Yes. Black Lives Matter. No justice, no peace, no racist police. Yeah, everybody was down there. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my profile all black because Black Lives Matter said to do it. Ooh, I'm doing something. Them damn Israelites, they don't know what they talking about. Talking about marching don't do nothing. Man, we raised up a riot. We showed them where we at now. Nowhere. Black Lives Matter movement, they only come out when they can benefit from the death. But where they at when it comes to black on black crime? Where they at? Where the programs at? They ain't around. Oh, we do charity work and stuff like that. Yeah, for tax write-offs. Masons do that too. Come on, man. And no, ISBK ain't stupid. We see through all the lies. We just want you to see through it too. You gotta put the glasses on and see the reality. All right. You can keep going, sir. You can start from the top if you want to.
Now, therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against these people and they sins against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Yeah, so basically they had this council and they like, yeah, we can overtake them. You know what I mean? We can overtake them. You know what I mean? We can control what goes on in their life. We can sit up there and we can prosper. Why? Look what happened when we was in Egypt. It was beautiful. Under the Assyrians, the Medes, and the Persians, they prospered. Had beautiful things. And right? Look at America. What happened when the pandemic hit? and all the Israelites had to stay home. They was angry because their businesses was going out of going out of whack. It shut down. So many businesses shut down, and other companies rose up. A lot of people didn't want to go back because they realized there was more money out there. I always tell black people, Hispanic Native Americans, like, yo, it's money out here. How much they paying you? Man, forget that joint. Go grab this joint right here. They hiring. And they giving you sign-on bonuses and all that. And more money after that. Oh, word? Bet. A lot of people is making them type of moves. And they mad. A lot of people ain't been trying to go back to them jobs and they are stressing. They is like, you know anybody that need to hire? You see hiring everywhere. They is trying to hire you like a bad habit. And a lot of people is getting the job, get the money. All right, out. They be out. I got my bonus. I'm out. Get that $1,000, they gone. I'm trying to tell you, people was making a business out of that. You understand what I'm saying? But long story short, these people got it out for us. All right. Now let's figure out what the Lord showed us in the scripture. What happens when we do keep the law? You can go, sir. Calm.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquities in their nation,
If there's no iniquity in our nation, meaning that everybody is moving one accord, we keeping these laws, statutes, and commands. We ain't going on stages trying to tackle and hurt our own brothers and sisters, like the brother from the LGBTQ community. You got to say it like that because that's who he belongs to. He wouldn't just attack him for no reason. He attacked him and tried to stab him up. He represent the gay community. And because he represent the gay community, we gotta out it. We gotta out it. We gotta show that your movement is evil and it is against the productivity of our community, of the Blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans. Keep going, sir. Where we show?
let my Lord now pass by,
Mm-hmm.
lest their Lord defend them.
Yeah, our Lord would defend us. That's in the book of Deuteronomy. The Lord said, if you serve me, your enemies will be my enemy. And I will triumph over them. I pray y'all understand that, man. That's real, that's something deep. You understand? Like, look at the Kentucky 8. The Kentucky 8 was going against 30 cats. It was only 8 of them. Because they went through that Hebrew Academy, they went through that hell, had to learn how to be an excellent brother and soldier, and they serve the Lord and they do the work of the Lord on a regular basis. They came out on top. I'm gonna tell you how bad they came out on top. They came out punching. It made them run away, and they the ones that had the weapons. But we had brotherhood. More importantly, we had the Lord, man. When the Lord is on our side, no one can prevail against us. If our brothers and sisters that's in that gay community understand that, and that it is power with serving the Lord, like we gotta listen, we have to really help our brothers. We gotta push this truth more and more. We gotta shine our light more and more because our brothers and sisters is in that Christian church. They being lied to. They're being lied to, deceived. They're in these different communities. They're in these different fraternities. They're in these certain walks of life, spiritualities, and they being misled. And they don't understand the fight that need to be had. We need the Lord on our side when it comes to this fight. And the Lord said it's not a carnal war, but a spiritual. That's playing chess. Because when you look at the ISBK, you're going to see inside the ISBK excellent brotherhood. I give you something to think about. A lot of Israelites that's outside the school, they can break down some scriptures. They'd be like, yeah, Jeremiah 14 and 2, and they cutting out all types of scriptures, know the history and all that. Let me tell you something, they don't understand the spirit of brotherhood that's in this Bible. Let me tell you why. Because they not in here. They know
Right.
who we are, but they had a spirit of brotherhood. Let me tell you something. When I came in as a young man, I was a young man, and as a young man, I took a break apart from this. I said, this ain't for me. I'm gonna just go back in the world, and the Lord kicked my behind every day. I know that for sure. It tormented me, right? And when I came back, I apologized to every brother that I knew back then that was teaching me the truth, because I feel like I should have never had stepped off. I should have stayed in the fight. I should have changed myself. I should have been out there at camp. I should have been out there doing my duties with my brothers, because they showed me excellent brotherhood. I didn't go off to no other camp and none of that. I'm like, this is the home of the truth. They showed me that they the originals. I came back here. Every brother and sister know about the ISUBK. They should be coming here. A lot of them be talking to Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazar like busting it up. They should be in the school. They be on these platforms and all that talking, oh, I'll debate and we can battle, this and that. But they don't have the spirit of what? Brotherhood. They don't understand no spirit. It's like the scriptures come more to life. I tell you this, right? Me and Officer Yashima would have a way more understanding, because I went through the same pain and suffering that he had to go through Hebrew Academy.
Right.
And he can contest, and every other brother can contest that went through the trials and tribulations of Hebrew Academy. We can all can say that now when we read about brotherhood in the Bible, we get a whole new understanding. We got a whole new understanding. It gave us a whole new understanding, and we understand what this brotherhood means in the name of the Lord, in Christ's name. We understand that. You ain't gonna understand the spirit of the Lord for sure if you're not in the school. So you brothers, you sisters, y'all need to stay true to this, to the being in the school. Y'all need to never drop your sword. You need to shine your light, because right now it is high times to perform the righteous acts.
Right.
It is time for you to stop being the evil person that you are, or which you are fighting. And it is time for us to change our lives. Because when you look at what's going on in the media, when you look at what's going on in the news, what they're reporting about the wars and Ukraine and how it's about to bring America into the war, America already put guns, money, and troops and aircrafts, and they're going to have to send troops and aircrafts and more money and guns into Taiwan. And when America begins the war with China and Russia, everything is going to start to collapse, because our main provider is China. How you get the clothes and all that? Go just look at the tags. You're gonna start seeing China, 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 and and let me tell you how deep it is. The white man agenda was to push what? Push Biden in front of you. Biden, if your pastor knew anything and you supposed to be pro America, You knew who you was supposed to actually vote for if you're so pro America? Donald Trump. Now I know people like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because Donald Trump is for white America, and because you want to live the people want to live the American white American dream, because that's what you want. You want the American dream. Get the money, the good job, get the white picket fence, and you understand, have a dog and your kid and all that bull crap, right? Live in the suburbs. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump was actually trying to X out a lot of America's enemy when he goes to trade. So he was trying to X out the deals with China when it comes to, all the stuff. Donald Trump was like, man, we got factories here. We have land here. We have gas that we can dig up in Texas here. Why is we keep going to Russia and China for things that we can build on our own?
Right.
And he always was slamming Obama and all that. And he was exposing them, and he exposed Joe Biden. Now, when you look at white America right now, they are furious with black people, and they furious with the Democrats. And more importantly, Joe Biden. They don't like how Joe Biden is dealing with this war. They like, you are making us look weak. America don't like to look weak. You understand what I'm saying? They like to look strong. Understand what I'm saying to you right now. Agendas, chess warfare. Donald Trump tried to exile China. Now we got to get into not something that's conspiracy, that is fact. Look up Hunter Biden laptop. This crackhead, Hunter Biden is a crackhead, not allegedly, it's the truth. Okay? He gave his laptop with vital, very exclusive information on there dealing with him making deals with Russia and China, backdoor deals, millions of dollars. You understand? Doing backdoor deals and it connected with Joe Biden. They try to cover it up in the media. I think this came out around the time that Donald Trump and Joe Biden was you know going at it with the elections. They swept it under the rug. New York Times actually brought the story out. And now they just recently said, hey, you know that story behind the Biden laptop? Yeah, everything was true. Hunter Biden, y'all can look it up. Hunter Biden even had videos of him sleep. Like he took pictures of everything because he smoked crack. He was a crack addict. You understand? Joe Biden been his son got killed. No, his son died. I think he had like cancer, brain cancer, or something like that. His son was a DA in Delaware. He died. You understand? And he was doing black people just so filthy and dirty, just like his father in Delaware, right? And Hunter Biden, he had the laptop and he had ledgers of all the information that he was doing backdoor deals with uh with America enemies. So now white America knows this. And Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? He been silenced on social media, but he actually been making his appearances on certain podcasts and stuff like that. He's saying, look, I told y'all this was gonna happen. Listen, Donald Trump is gonna get back in office. And because the agenda was to make you put this individual that is supposed to be, I ran with Obama and I love black people. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Like the agenda was to keep you asleep.
Right.
That's why Joe Biden is in office. Because they don't want someone like Donald Trump to wake you up. Because they saw the numbers of people that started having outrages and started looking at white people as the enemy. Once you start looking at the white men as the enemy, you know what you're going to go back to and why the classes is filled up now? Because of the Bible. Black people, Hispanic, Native Americans start coming back to this Bible and learning at the feet of Commander Jenny Hanna and his men. That's what happened. A lot of people came into the school because of Donald Trump. So they don't want Donald Trump in office. We should pray for Donald Trump to come back in office because Donald Trump is, listen, if Donald Trump was in office right now, let me tell you something. Putin wouldn't even dare try to pull what he did, what he's doing right now. You want to know why? Because he know Donald Trump would have put every sanction and would have brought every bit of technology. Donald Trump would have tried to assassinate him. Donald Trump like, listen, Putin, you got one time to breathe wrong. I'm going to blow you to smithereens. And think that we playing. You think you got nuclear bombs? We got other things too, and we're gonna go kill your people. Your people right now in the satellite, up at the satellite station up in space. Yeah, we got them on hostage. They are arrested, aka we about to blow their brains out. Keep playing if you want. He knows that Joe Biden is old and stupid, and he's strictly for he's the Benadryl for Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. That's why he did what he did. And he's like, it seems as though that he's all in. He's crazy. No, Putin understands war. Russians move different than America. Like other countries look at America as a joke because the gay community, they are fighting and they're focusing on I want to go to this bathroom and I want you to call me by my pronouns. People in Russia, as young as 10 years old, is training for war. Like, do you understand the point? Like, and now I'm gonna wrap it up with this, right? It was an evil thing what that brother did to Dave Chappelle, right? I couldn't get into all my other topics about, the whack 100 and all that. Well, who cares at the end of the day? There was no brotherhood nowhere in that situation. You know what I'm saying? It was no brotherhood, you understand? And it was strictly evil. And that is what we had to purge out of the community, right? I had some type of understanding on Hassan Campbell position, but a lot of his ways I don't agree with. But the brotherhood and just the snake activity that that was being exposed in that whole situation is just atrocious. And that's what we had to get out of our community, from the extortion to the gossiping and backbiting and all that. You understand? We got to purge that out of our community. You understand? Back to the Dave Chappelle situation and this whole gay community. You understand? Let me tell you something. People is going to start hurting y'all if y'all keep up this type of nonsense. People are starting to get tired of the bickering and the complaining. They got to go to work and they got to hear someone tell them, "Hey, I need you to come to my office. Hey, you have violated this person's, you know, personal views and all that." You understand? Like, hopefully, none of y'all gay people try to bombard Dave Chappelle again and allow him to have his free speech. You understand? Like, let him have his free speech.
Right.
Let him have his free speech, because you fight in America to have freedom of yours. Allow Dave Chappelle to have his free speech. You understand? Don't be a hypocrite. Don't try to oppress somebody, but you don't want to be oppressed and you want to be accepted. You understand? Get your mind right. All right. And with that being said, I'm gonna end the class with that. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right, we can just clip the class up. Good. Just clip it. Thank y'all for tuning in. You understand? Make sure y'all stay safe out here. All right. Make sure that y'all like and subscribe to all ISBK content, man. Check out Commander Jenny Hanna on the Black Wise Radio. show, Black Watch News. Check out Cross the Line Radio, Letter Hebrew, speak with that Shalom.